Now, take a look at this map. Different countries, different jurisdictions, different languages, but one terminology, one methodology, one operational logic, and one command center. In this video, I've only listed a fraction of the individuals who, according to the materials we've analyzed, are involved in an anti-cult infrastructure that reaches far beyond the borders of any single country. There are significantly more of these people out there. So, if we're looking for the right analogy, what we're really looking at is an iceberg. Only a small fraction is visible on the surface, while the massive bulk of connections, influences, and coordination mechanisms remain hidden from view. At the same time, let me reiterate, Alexander Dvorkin publicly claims that no anti-cult organization even exists, and many of the actors we've mentioned also refuse to admit their involvement in any unified ideological framework. But from the analytical and legal standpoint, the existence of a network doesn't depend on whether its participants actually admit to it. We can already see several major indicators: a unified classification system replicated across various countries, similar models of stigmatization and delegitimization, synchronized campaigns targeting the exact same groups, intersecting ties between ideologues, experts, journalists, and institutional proxies. It is precisely this combination of factors that allows us to raise the question, not of some random coincidence, but of a potentially structured mechanism with clearly defined roles and a specific, unified logic of action. Within this interpretation, this can be compared to an organized crime model where different participants carry out different functions. One manufactures the labels, another gives them a scientific veneer, a third injects them into court evaluations, and a fourth broadcasts them through the media. And by doing so, every single one of them becomes part of a process that can have severe, destructive consequences on the lives of targeted individuals. Let me emphasize this again. In the legal realm, the concept of a common plan or conspiracy does not require formal written agreement. Guilt is proven based on the totality of coordinated actions aimed at achieving a shared criminal goal. This doctrine establishes liability not just for directly committing a crime, but also for participating in its collective preparation and execution. As stated in Article 6 of the Charter of the International Military Tribunal at Nuremberg, quote, leaders, organizers, instigators, and accomplices participating in the formulation or execution of a common plan or conspiracy to commit any of the foregoing crimes are responsible for all acts performed by any persons in execution of such plan, unquote. Moreover, the judicial logic here is crystal clear. To prove a conspiracy, it is not necessary for all participants to know each other personally, to meet in the same room, or to sign a single document. What's required is something else entirely: a shared goal, divided roles, and coordinated actions aimed at achieving that goal. From this perspective, what we have is not a chaotic jumble of isolated figures, but a reproducible system where every element amplifies the others. At their core, they are just mere reflections of one man. That exact same teenager who, according to the description in the books by James Ressler and Viktor Fridman, stood on the Moscow construction site, threw stones at a living child, and laughed. At this point, it is appropriate to cite a quote from the book, The Serial Killer Against God.
A man who now throws the stones of his expert opinions at living people, burying them alive in prisons. For him, there is no difference between that pit at the construction site and a courtroom in Russia or any other country.